Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It is February 17th, um, 2026. Today, I was going to talk to you a little bit about some tips that I've come across through the years for how to make your divorce cheaper, which sounds like a weird thing coming from a lawyer, but I really do care about keeping costs down for my clients. And sorry, my dog's walking. It drives me nuts when other lawyers don't operate the same way. But so the first and biggest thing I would say, especially for somebody like me who doesn't have an assistant, is to sort of be your own paralegal. And what I mean is, when we're in a divorce and there's tons of pages of discovery, when people come into my office with 1,000 pages of stapled, credit card receipts and bank account statements and all that, and I've got to unstaple them all, then scan them all just to get them to the other attorney or make copies, that obviously takes me a lot of time that you're paying hourly for. So the easiest thing that can save literally hundreds of dollars would be to, scan, even if it means go to the library, or just take the time to download these documents, but scan your own documents ahead of time so that I have them in PDF version. It's a lot easier for me to get them to the other lawyer. The second thing is to settle your personal property issues yourself. This is something that another pet peeve of mine that people constantly argue about is who's getting, this. I literally had two people once ready to go to trial over who got what PlayStation. And with the amount of money that people are paying other lawyers, paying their lawyers, you could buy all brand new stuff for the inside of your next house most of the time if you just settle instead of having lawyers argue over it. Another thing, and this, I don't quite know how to describe this, but I feel like a lot of people and a lot of lawyers, they don't focus on the big picture in terms of a global resolution. And what I mean is, anytime one of my clients gets down to a point where I think that the cost of a trial is going to be less than the amount of money that we are separated from a settlement, I very strongly push them towards a settlement. And it's often not an easy conversation, because a lot of times it sounds like I'm arguing against my client or I don't want to fight. But in reality, in my mind, and I firmly believe, I am sticking up for my client, because let's say I know that a trial is going to cost you, $5,000 to $10,000 between all the paperwork and all the time and appeals and objecting to the magistrate's decision and all that, plus God knows how much more time. And we're arguing over, $6,000 difference. To me, it doesn't make any sense to take that risk to go to trial when you could compromise and avoid the trial cost. A lot of people are so angry, rightfully so, at their spouse that they don't care, and they literally tell me, I don't care. I'd rather pay you more money than them. But I think it's just, you have to look at the amount of money you're going to have at the end of the day, including attorney fees, when you're taking into any calculation for a settlement. So those are some of the areas that I feel like, people could save money in a divorce, which again is something I truly try to do, because especially when people have kids, it's money that could be saved towards kids or going to vacation or anything like that. So hope everybody's having a good week, and take care.